Chromanoids. 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 Chromanoids.
Hello, Madelon. Here we have Madelon Vriesendorp. We could not understand contemporary architecture without Madelon Vriesendorp. So my first question would be, are you human? Are you human?
No, barely.
No, barely.
Only at night, not in the early morning.
Oh. Okay, in the work that we could see in the Istanbul Design Biennial, Madelon's work is precisely describing or has like a very precise protagonist, that it is the hand. For you, the hand is perhaps the most emotive part of our body. Why?
Because it can express often more than words. There's some sort of signals that are incredibly important, and talking with it also makes exclamation marks to your whatever you're saying. So people who talk with their hands are often much easier and better understood than people who keep completely silent with their hands. So the expression man, hand is the whole man in miniature, is actually taken from an expression which is the boy is a whole man in miniature. But I changed it to hand because I think the hand is an incredibly important part of the body, and we found out now that our brains are not just in our heads, but the brain is just almost like a chat room that gets all the signals from all your body, the organs and everything, and it has to sort of start making sense in your brain, but often the brain rejects it as something that is important. And of course the Greeks started this thing that you can separate the brain from the body and reject what feelings that are going on in the body. And of course the Christians took it up. You know, in church everything has separated in different things. And then René Descartes, he made it a sort of a fact that the brain and the body are separate issues, and that the brain is controlling everything, but it's not a control center of everything that you do. It's the other way around. The brain is only trying to make sense of everything you feel and all the emotions. And the emotions sometimes come from hands, and the ideas come from the hands. And that's why I'm always saying the hands is incredibly important part of your body, and you have to make the hand think. And once you're drawing, the hand starts to think. And that's what interests me. And I was first very aware of all those hands in the work of Lina Bobardi when we made an exhibition of her spirit, not of her architecture mostly. So we made the exhibition and we looked at all her drawings, and all her drawings have hands pointing, and hands are incredibly important. And also in Brazilian culture, there's this hand that has to stand in front of your or next to your front door, so you always are in luck. Keeps out the bad, demons.
Well, one thing that you precisely share with Lina Bobardi's work, I think, is this deep interest in symbols, no?
Yeah.
And how symbols could deal with anything that we don't understand, no?
Yeah.
Do, as human beings, have a compulsive urge to understand things? Do you think so?
We always desperately to try and understand what we don't understand, and I find things, not to understand things, more interesting than to understand things, because it gives us a way to theorize and to intuitively connect things that are basically not connected. So this is the paranoid critical thing that we're doing, that we're always connecting things, and that's our sort of pleasure in life, to connect things that are totally unconnected. And while we're looking for truth, we're also looking for mysteries. And I think mysteries are incredibly important for creative people. You know, the more you don't know, the more you speculate, and speculation is a hobby that everybody has. You know, all the theorists, you know, are basically letting their sort of minds wander and looking for truth, but also looking for the mystery.
In your work, there is always like this amazing sense of humor, and at the same time, this joyful kind of state. No? It's constantly like claiming for even like a kind of a lavish world of colors and gestures and symbols. No, what do you think about this? No, about this
Well,
kind
symbols are always a way for people to start understanding things.
Yeah.
And the things you don't understand, you create symbols, and that makes you understand a lot of things. Symbols are a very important way to start understanding what we don't understand and make up our own theories. But for instance, the symbolic meaning of the hand. The hand is a connection to the cosmos. So in palm reading, this is Venus, and all the things are planets, all the fingers are planets. So we always try to connect the world around us with our own bodies. And I think this connection is getting very much lost, because we all reject all these sort of mysterious beliefs. And I'm sort of like somebody who believes everything.
Yeah.
I don't think I dismiss any belief of any kind. So, because it's more interesting to connect all the beliefs. And of course, all those belief systems have a connection anyway. I mean, in any belief system, there's a Jesus, and in any belief system, there's all those, you know, the hand is a very, very important thing in North Africa. You know, you have a hand around your neck, you have, hands are sort of the symbol of, you know, our connection to the cosmos, you know.
Yeah, in your work, there is also like this idea of even like an embodiment of the drawings in a way, no? Or how could you perform even like your drawings, no? Because I mean, like we could just like talk about some of your drawings, of course, or many different environments, but in your installations is a kind of an embodiment of this kind of drawings, no? Do you think that this kind of performative aspect of your drawings is important? This kind of embodiment of the drawings in a way?
Well, the thing for me to start thinking is to start drawing, not to first think of what I'm going to draw. And that's a very important thing. In the early morning, I have the paper and I start drawing on the people's, I give President Putin long eyelashes and lipstick, or, you know, you start drawing on the paper, on the pictures. And that's your first sort of thing of trying to connect the truth and the horrible truth with your fantasy, you know. So I think your fantasy life starts while you're drawing.
Okay. Many thanks, Madelon.